Let's go! Why am I doing this video? Or any video? Well, guess what? I woke up, and the fact that I even woke up means that I have another day, another chance at this life. And what do I care about? I care about thinking, feeling, and talking about things exactly like this. And I want to keep giving. And if it helps people, that's amazing. If it helps myself, awesome. But that giving, it's what we're essentially designed to do, and giving immediately coincides with receiving. And it's not giving so that I can get something. It's giving because that's what love really is, the capacity to give, to care, to want, and need to make things better. So, here we are. What's the topic for today? It is giving. Giving. I had a day off work today, so I decided that what I wanted to do other than just be grateful and meditate on just being alive, getting down to the core fundamentals, and thanking and respecting the fact that I'm even alive. There are very many beneficial things involved when we get in that mode. But anyway, I decided that I just want to give a bunch of stuff away. To just donate it, just give it away. So, gathering all that stuff, putting it in bags, and just giving it away. It's this concept of you have clutter in your life, and it can be internal or environmental. Clutter. You're not even using it, and if you are using it, if it's detrimental to your well-being. So let's just go with the external, the environmental stuff, and then we'll connect it with the internal. External. So it's stuff that's just like sitting around in your house, in storage, whatever. And this ties in with having an abundance of prosperity, a better financial life mentality, because why are we even saving the stuff in the first place? If we haven't used it for weeks or months, if not years, why is it sitting there? Well, one of the main things that pops up is, I might use it later. And if I want to use it later, if I want this thing in my life later, then why get rid of it when I could just save it for later? I don't want to go buy it again later, but later I might want it. I might want to have it in my life, and then if I do, I don't have to spend any more money to bring it back to my life. It's in storage. It's there for when I want it or need it. How many things just like that do you have, but you really actually haven't thought about it, let alone touched it or used it in months, if not years? Wouldn't it be interesting if that thing that you haven't used, that you're not going to use anytime soon, like, let's be honest, what if you gave it away, whether that be goodwill or trying to sell it or just putting it on the curb in a parking lot, mark free on it, which I have done a handful of times at this point. Just give it away. That thing that you barely even knew existed. I bet you could go into any storage areas if you've just got a bunch of stuff. And maybe you've gone through this where you're going through stuff and you're like, oh, right, I forgot I even had this. And then maybe, you twiddle around with it for a little bit, or you end up using it for a little bit, and then it goes back in storage, or instantly back into storage, back into the storage of your mind, and you just forget about it, whatever. How many things like that do you have? Or things that you may see every day, whether it be like on a shelf, on your wall, on a mantle, on a table, on a surface in general, that you see every day or a few times a week, but you haven't touched it for weeks or months, if not years. You're not using it. You barely even look at it. What if you gave it away and somebody finding a random free thing or random free things, or finding it at the Goodwill or on eBay or whatever? What if it just made their day? What if, this may be a stretch, but what if they were looking for that and it's at the price that they can afford? Or if it was just left on the curb, the fact that they found it for free, not only did it brighten their day, they had a shift in their mindset, they had a shift in their day, in their perspective, and that snowballed into something even greater. Like, these things can happen, these things do happen all the time. Sometimes I find things on the street, or things at Goodwill, or things on eBay, where I'm like, oh, whoa, oh, that's just what I was looking for, or, oh, I didn't know that existed. Oh, let's make it happen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, not only can this happen, not only does this happen, but to tie it into the whole abundance thing, right after I connected with the whole internal symbolism. So, you got this stuff that's just sitting there, and anytime that it comes up, just a thought or emotion, anytime it comes up, you're like, like, I really don't want this. I don't want this to be a part of me. I don't want to be reminded of this. There are techniques out there, there are meditative modalities out there where you bring it to your forefront, you see it for what it is, mentally, emotionally, neutrally, you just see it for what it is, and you essentially, whether it be physically or symbolically, crumple it up, throw it behind you, throw it over your shoulder, just throw it away, throw it into a fire, throw it into the sea salt water, have it dissolve, disintegrate, delete, have it cut, have it essentially wither away so that it's out of your consciousness. And I've done these techniques before where you do things like that and add the physicality into it, do the cuts, do the crumpling, you make it happen, you feel the difference. You notice the difference in your mind and your emotions. So these things are definitely worth a try. Check out the work of Master Co. Co as in C-O, Master Co. He's awesome. He has a ton of free content that you can utilize and have it be a massive benefit to your life. And, for people like him, it's like you can get all this free content, and yeah, even just liking and commenting and subscribing to their YouTube channels and things like that, that does help. But come on, if you've gotten tons of great content that you're utilizing and that on a core level that you're benefiting from, and once things get on a core, on a soul level, and they benefit you, they're going to benefit you for the rest of your life. This is snowballing type stuff. So, like, at that point, it's like, I think you can afford to buy one of these person's products. You know, like, spend the 20, 40 plus or minus bucks and get even more benefit. But, like, if you're getting a bunch of benefit, especially at a core level, like, drop them a line, throw them a dime. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, these house cleaning maneuvers help because you're making space and you're giving this stuff away. So even the mental, emotional stuff, it's like when you're crumpling and you're cutting and you're dissolving it, it's just like you're making space and you're giving this energy away. And that energy, I know I'm getting woo-woo, but take it for what it's worth. That energy being put elsewhere, that energy flowing in general, it helps. We'll leave it at that. We'll keep it general. It helps. So how this helps with abundance mindset, prosperity mindset is essentially when you're giving without expecting anything in return, when you're not thinking, oh, you know, this stuff that I'm giving away, I could have gotten money for this. It's like, no. This ties in with, I can get money elsewhere. I'm getting money elsewhere. Money's coming and flowing to me. And these aren't just like affirmations. Like, these are statements of fact, things that are actually happening, right? Now, this is obviously statements of fact if you actually have a job / ways that you're making money. If you're making things happen, right? Statements of fact of, look, I'm making money elsewhere. I'm making things happen. Money is coming to me tomorrow, next week, next month. Like, this is happening. I'm making it happen, right? These statements of fact are reiterating as you're giving away, as you're providing this generosity in and through yourself and to the rest of the world. You're saying, giving. I'm expecting nothing in return. And it would be nice for these types of things to be happening to me. As I'm giving, as I have this generosity about me, giving away. Very nice. I would love this generosity energy to be mutual and reciprocal. That'd be very, very cool. Just feel that effect of, wouldn't it be nice if I could get some generosity into my life thrown my way? Wouldn't that be nice? And the feeling alone, if you're into the spiritual stuff, the feeling alone will generate this aura, this way about you, where where these things will just be normalized in your life. You can connect the spirituality to it, or you could just say, just logically, just generally, the reticular activating system. I see generosity in life. I'm doing generosity in my life, so that as a result, generosity becomes more of a normality in my life. Cool beans. So it is, so be it. This is more of my life because of what I'm doing. This is more of my life because of what I'm perceiving. Would you look at that? So there you go. And closing messages of respect. This is another Master Co thing, but in keeping it general, but at the same time potent. Let us show respect to ourselves, how far we've gotten in our lives. We've come a long way. respect to the health that we do have, respect to the money that we do have, respect to the moves that we have made to get to the level of awesomeness that we do have. The life, the money, the love, the connections, the awesomeness, the creativity, the just general respect and gratitude for the life that we do have. Check it, right? Catch you later.